It'll come with a warning.
The
right.
D4 on my metal ones could definitely break skin.
Okay, guys, we are live.
Awesome.
Yeehaw.
All right, welcome, guys and girls, gamers everywhere, children, adults, old people, young people. It don't matter. My name is Miss Mellons, and I am your DM for today. Today, we are running our very first in a long line of adventures, starting out called Caravan of Perils. This is the first adventure from the Dungeon in a Box set, which takes you and your adventures from level 1, I believe, all the way up to level 15 in a year-long campaign. We are joined today by Jesse Basojik, Jonathan Connor Self, Amanda Jade, and Benito Gonzalez playing our characters. You'll get to meet them in just a moment. This will be a weekly game session unless otherwise noted, every Saturday at 8 p.m. I know we're late today. First game session, working out the kinks and making sure everybody's ready. All right, so before I have you guys introduce yourselves to the players, let's go ahead, or to our audience, let's go ahead and set the scene for where we're at. So let's see here. You guys have all come together on a trail outside of a small town where you have all been hired to guard a caravan of wagons. So let's put you on the map. If you guys look at the very bottom of your screen, there are 7 wagons there, each by a horse. And your wagon master leader, his name is Findle Dinfizzle Findazzle. So, merchants, pilgrims, and wanderers have long banded together in wagon caravans for safety when setting off into the wild. Yet, a caravan is only safe as its hired guards. There's plenty of coin to be had on the road for those with a sword or spell book, a steady will, and a taste for adventure. So as we start, let's start out with Fargo Budapest. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you've joined this caravan as a guard?
Fargo Budapest is a halfling rogue. He is about 3 foot and 1 inch tall. A little bit portly for a halfling, but halflings are portly. They like to eat. Fargo is no exception. Fargo is dressed in leather armor, and he's got 2 short swords at his sides, a backpack, and he likes to proclaim himself as the greatest thief of all time. And oftentimes, like when the party be resting and the like with the caravan, you'll see him writing in like a book, as if he's writing a journal or something. He joined the caravan because, well, you can't be an adventurer without money. He's here to see the sights, meet new people, steal new things, and just generally be Fargo.
Okay, from Fargo, let's go to Jack Winding Spring.
Hi, everybody. My name is Connor Self, he, him. I'm a RPG creator, and I'm joining the party this week as Jack Winding Spring. Jack Winding Spring is a rock gnome with a penchant for invention and investigation. He would be very excited to be on this trip. In particular, the reason why Jack is on this trip is because he found out that in order to get a caravan from one place to another, it costs money. And one thing that Jack doesn't have a lot of right now, being very freshly out of the big city and on his own, he doesn't have a lot of money. But he did learn that if you defend a caravan, not only do you get to go with the caravan, but instead of you paying them, they pay you. And so it seemed like the most sensible way to get from point A to point B. That's Jack Winding Spring.
Okay. Pierre, the hero of Greenwold.
Yes, this is Benito Gonzalez. I will be playing Pierre, the hero of Greenwald. He feels he is the greatest of everything, except for maybe stealing. He'll give Fargo that one. He loves to look his best at all times, wearing his feathered cap. He's an elf who is actually quite young at 102 years of age. He's pretty big for an elf. He's 5'10", 138 pounds. He has beautiful, long, flowing locks of auburn. And he has kind of a weird tinge to his eyes. They are a bit yellow goldish, which is a little different for a wood elf. He has met another person named Pierre who he idolizes and wants to become just like. And he figured the best way to do that is to start going out there and seeing the world and adventuring. And this was the greatest opportunity that happened to come up at the time, and he acts on his gut, so he's like, I'll do it.
And Lapeo.
All right, this is Amanda Jade, and Lapeo is, she joined the party because she is to the point in her life where she wants to be independent and take care of herself and not, bring other people down. Somebody saved her life when she was little. She was left to die by the rest of her Goliaths for being small, but she's not small anymore, and she chooses who her people are. And the caravan looked like a good place to start.
Okay. So, this caravan is traveling from the rundown city of Mara to Greyhaven, the largest city in Greenwald. The caravan master has let you know that he expects this journey to take around 20 days or so, and to be sharp and alert and on the lookout, because you never know what's going to happen when you're on the road. And he gathers you all together, gives you all a pep talk, letting you know that caravan life can be hard, but if you protect the caravan, you'll receive your gold at the end of the day. And this may not be the life for everybody, but it's a good way to get started. And on that note, he lets you know that, if you're not ready, you can leave now, and the caravan will continue without you. Nobody wanting to back out, obviously. So with
No, I'm good.
I am ready to run.
Let's do this.
all right. He also lets you know that this caravan in particular, the reason there's more guards than normal is because attacks on caravans have increased in the last months, and at least one caravan has gone missing entirely. A royal dispatch rumored to be carrying a magical treasure of some sort. So, all right. And on that note, with the huzzah, he jumps on his wagon and gives his horse a little tap of the reins, and off you go.
So, do we all have mounts?
No, you do not have mounts. As you can see, you are walking alongside the caravan. Now, not to say that you might not be able to find a way to sit inside one of the wagons, but in order to do so, you would probably really need to talk to the wagon people and see how that goes.
I'll try to stay towards the front, keep my eyes open. This is my kind of area. We're in the forest, right?
Yes, you are on a trail through the forest.
Okay.
You are the expert.
Yeah, I'll stay a few feet ahead. Where does Fizz want me? I'll tell him I'll scout ahead. How far does Fizz want me up?
Findle?
I thought his first name was Fizzindle or something.
No, Findle.
Oh, Findle. Okay, my bad.
All right. That's up to you.
Let's see. I'll give him about 15 feet, and I don't make sound in the woods, so kind of stay up here a little bit. And I do not get distracted while I'm in the woods either, if something is coming.
Okay. I apologize. I'm just taking care of something. All right. So you're going to walk ahead into the woods a little bit. What are you doing? Just looking around, being on the lookout? What
Yeah,
exactly?
making sure we don't get ambushed or run across any maybe wild animals that could attack the horses. General stuff. You know, I'm kind of wet behind my ears. It's actually my first time doing this, so I'm pretending to know or pretending to act like I know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. So you're going to walk ahead a little bit. Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Oh, I didn't expect that. I was just trying to look cool.
Nobody expects Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects Spanish Inquisition.
This is very true.
Oh, that's not good. That's certainly can't paying off very good, guys.
There you go, Jack.
Ooh.
Okay. So you rolled a 4 nature check. So you're walking along, just kind of doing your own thing, not paying attention to anything, and yeah,
Hey, I'm looking like I'm looking.
yeah, you're looking like you're looking. All right. Anybody have anything that they want to do?
Well, we're supposed to guard this caravan, so Frog is gonna sneak around, kind of like in the underbrush. And while he's sneaking around, he's gonna keep an eye out for, just whatever kind of trouble might pop up or that he can get into even.
Okay.
There is his stealth, which is not very good.
Okay.
The rolls can only go up, guys.
And there is his perception.
All right. So you're sneaking around in the underbrush, looking around at things. Lapeo, what would you like to do?
Apparently I trust my friends here. I am going to stay close to the caravan.
Okay.
I'm a hired hand. I want to be close. I don't want to be too far away. I will be looking around, but I'm more focused on keeping right where I'm at safe.
Okay. And Jack.
So Jack has really short gnome legs, and would slow the caravan down if he were to be walking it. So in an effort to begin, quote, best defend the caravan, end quote, he would be dangling his legs from the back of the rear caravan, just sort of looking behind at the road that they're passing, and fidgeting with a design. He's inspired, and he knows that it's going to take some time to build what he considers to be his master creation.
Okay, Jack. So let me look in here and see whose caravan you're at. All right, Jack. You have jumped on the caravan of a trader who is carrying luxury goods, rare spices, exotic dyes in brilliant colors, pipes carved from strange materials, colorful toys, and artworks. Would you like to try to strike up a conversation with your caravan person or no?
If I talk to him, it's only going to get in the way of me building. So I'm not going to bother talking to him unless he talks to me, just like we're sitting on an airplane and he's that annoying passenger who wants to tell you about this great place that they're going to, and you would just rather they shut the hell up.
Oh, okay. That sounds okay to me. All right. Okay. So you travel on for a little while, not overly long. Maybe a couple hours so far. And Lapeo. Let's see. The wagon that you're traveling next to features a plump feather bed, a bar, a traveling library, a wardrobe, magical lanterns, and other luxuries. Everything in the wagon is sized for a gnome and folds up rather ingeniously, even though it's quite awkward for larger visitors. There's also a luxurious bird cage in said wagon, in which you can see a bird of a sort in there. And you happen to see or notice that the person driving the wagon is a smaller gnomish guy wearing red robes with black fur lining. He's got a red hat on with a black feather in it. Seems to have a staff by his side, and looks like he might have some potions on his belt and everything. And he's like, so, what's your name there, young lady? Hello?
Oh dear, sorry. She kind of gives him a curt answer, not rude, but just focused. So one word, Lapeo.
Lapeo. What brings you out on this adventure?
Work.
What kind of work?
You can't see my eyebrows, but he's getting kind of a funny look. Guarding the caravan?
Oh, guarding the caravan. Yes, that's important work. Many important people traveling to Greyhaven. So where are you from?
The north.
You're not a very talkative sort, are you?
No.
No matter, I'm sure we'll be friends.
Possibly.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll let you get back to doing whatever it is you're doing.
Trying to keep you safe.
And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're not a very talkative sort, are you?
No.
Okay. All right. There, Pierre. Go ahead and make yourself another nature check as we continue traveling along.
Okay.
Fargo, you go ahead and make yourself another stealth check and perception check. Let's see how well you're
Okey-doke.
doing at hiding.
Better.
No, much better for me.
See nothing.
All right. Okay. You guys have been traveling now for about 4 to 6 hours. It's time for a short caravan break.
Oh, let's have a second breakfast.
I like the way you think.
And then she picks him up and bites him. Oh, you're not breakfast.
Just a little nibble.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the caravan comes to a small halt. A small halt, I should say, where it's time to let the horses that are pulling the wagons just feed a little bit in the grass, give them some water. Everybody gets about a 10-15 minute rest just to go ahead and stretch their legs, use the bushes if they need to, that sort of thing. Are you guys going to come back by the caravan when they do that small rest?
I will if I don't see anything. I did get a pretty good nature roll, so I probably have a good feeling what's going around me. So if I feel safe, I'll go back.
You don't see anything at this time.
Okay.
Yeah, Fargo will go back.
Let's see. I'm a sucker for a pretty face. We do have any pretty females in the caravan?
All right. Well, let's see what we have going on in the caravan. Ooh. There is. Let's see. You see a someone who is dressed in very colorful clothing. The wagon itself is actually very colorful as well. It's got different fabrics that make up the covering on the wagon that are multi-hued, very adorned with just different things.
And which wagon is that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep track of who we have.
Okay, so the wagon in the lead is Findle that was talking to you.
Okay.
The colorful wagon would be the fourth wagon back. Let's see if I can I mark this one.
So like there,
Yes.
where I'm standing.
Yep.
Okay.
I just marked it with a red dot.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just curious because I'm trying to kind of keep track of which ones we've at least talked to or met.
Okay. That wagon is a female person, and then this wagon here that I'm going to mark with the blue dot is a female as well. A woman wearing robes, and she appears to have quite a few charms on her body.
What about the Goliath? Is she good looking?
Are you planning on buying me some makeup?
Maybe. I got it. It's got to be a pretty face. That's my weakness.
Okay. Let's see what else we have here. And then this wagon here mark that one for you. Come on. There we go. The wagon in green is a female as well. And it looks like you see a little bit of fabric and stuff in the back of her wagon, and maybe some pelts and whatnot. So, are you going to approach any of these women, Vargo? Or, I'm sorry, Pierre.
Are they grouped together? Are they spaced apart? Are two of them together?
They kind of huddle together a little bit. Not much.
Okay, I'll walk up to them and fair ladies, it is such an honor for me to protect such beauty. And out of game, are any of them actually attractive at all?
Let me see. No. Well, one's not totally fugly.
Is she uglier than the Goliath?
Damn.
Not touching that.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the only stick I have to measure to. I don't know. You're the only other female I've seen so far.
Okay.
It's true.
All right. So that one, let's see. Okay. That one. Okay. One of them is the one that comes from the green dotted wagon. That is carrying what appears to be fabric and stuff in the back. Appears she has a sour look on her face.
Oh. Wait, does she just have a generally sour face or just a sour look?
She has a sour look on her face.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend by coming over here, madame?
No, I just want this over with already. We've only begun, and already my fabrics are getting dirty and, just.
Too bad we do not have one of the people with the magic that can make things clean. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, the one next to her that was in the blue dot is like, well, yes, I can do that. I'm a renowned wizard.
Oh, someday I hope to be the greatest wizard of all time.
You don't much look like a wizard.
Not yet. Oh, but in the future, you will hear of the great Pierre, the hero of Greenwold.
The great Pierre. Well,
Hero of Greenwold. Yes. You got to say the whole name.
My name's Elena. I am a great wizard.
Ooh. Well, I'll keep an eye on you. Let's see how great you are. Maybe I can learn a thing or two.
You know there, young adventurer. I can tell you if you're gonna be the greatest wizard of all time. I can read your fortune for you, says the woman in the very colorful robes that came from the very colorful wagon.
As interesting as that sounds, I already know my future. I have met somebody who is very much like me. I had met him. I'm going to be just like him. Do you want to hear a song about him?
No, I don't think so. Not at this moment.
Oh, okay. If you ever do, you just let me know.
I will be sure to do so.
But, I already know my future, but I'll talk to my other friends. Maybe they need to know their future.
You do that. That's only a few gold.
Oh,
Fargo.
Fargo is going to be looking for food because he's hungry.
Fargo's looking for food. Do you not have trail rations, Fargo?
Oh, he does. He just wants to see if there's anything better than what he's got.
So where are you looking for food?
Just with the various wagons. Someone's got to be carrying food, right? That's
So-
Fargo's reasoning.
So you're trying to climb in the wagons to see if there's food in them?
Yeah.
Or how exactly are you going about looking for food?
Well, just, looking to people around, seeing what they're doing. Maybe sitting and chatting. I mean, he'll get his rations out if he needs to. Say, hey, how's it going? Just at the blue caravan.
The blue caravan, that is Elena. So she starts to chatter somewhat excitedly to you, talking about how she's been training many years for this life, and she is a renowned wizard, ready to put her wares and her skills to good use in a new town. She's outgrown Mara and is ready to go to Greyhaven and really spread her wings and show the world what she can do.
You know what? I'm right there with you. I'm ready to move on to better things too. Name's Fargo. Fargo Budapest.
Go ahead and roll a charisma for me, Fargo.
I have that. And I accidentally closed out my sheet. I am not very charismatic.
Not today, but you never know. You never know. So she goes on to chat with you a little bit about her training at a wizard's guild. Stuff like that. But she doesn't offer you any food.
Well, she seems interesting. I'll chat to her anyway. She seems interesting. I want to tell her I'm writing a book. I'm also writing a book.
Really? What's your book going to be about?
It's going to be about some fantastical adventures that I go on. Here, I'll show you. And I'll flip her this page and let her read about how I saved the dwarven town from some mind fog or whatever. One of the past adventures that we did is really just a story that he's written.
It's just a story that he's written, huh? Okay. All right. Well, after about 15 minutes or so, the wagon leader's like, time to head out. We got more day ahead of us. And everybody kind of packs up what they were doing and gets back on the trail.
All right. Sounds like it's raining.
No, that's just the wind blowing through the leaves.
Ah.
Calming.
Yes, isn't it? Nature is just oh so calming. All right. So, are you going to go back to the plants and stuff like that, Fargo, or are you going to?
Yep. Well, I'll go into this set this time rather than over here.
Okay.
Maybe you'll see more.
See if I do any better.
Oh my gosh, that is freaking awesome.
Whole thing's moved.
I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I was like, I'm gonna try. Oh my,
I am entertained. That is awesome.
that is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
The things you learn.
Holy cow. Wow. So cool. Hey, wait. Oh, yeah, he's sitting on the this wagon. Okay. That is so freaking awesome. I'm sorry, that's something new I just found out. Oh. All right. So you keep traveling on for quite some time, and it's actually starting to get somewhat dark, and the wagon leader calls for time to stop for the evening.
Rounding up the wagons, huh?
Yep, rounding up the wagons. So,
Now is Pierre's time to shine.
all right.
I don't sleep much.
So we're rounding up the wagons, and I know there's 8 wagons here, but there's really only 7, to be fair. So we're rounding up the wagons here and getting ready for evening. All right. And where would you guys like to be sitting?
Let me look at this glorious open area here. Whew. Pretty well circled. Oh, how big are those? I'll ping it here. How big are these rocks?
Oh, shoot. That's fairly small. You could probably perch on one if you wanted to.
Oh, I mean, could I meditate on one? Do my little break?
Probably
Right.
not.
Okay.
If you look a little bit further down at the map, though, over here, see where I'm pinging?
Oh, other way. There we go. Okay.
You could probably sit on that rock to meditate if you so desired.
Okay, I'm gonna make my little way over here, yonder. Try to keep an eye out. Take my little trance nap, and yeah, just kind of keep an eye on things. I guess I'm being a little antisocial.
All right. Well, as you guys start to spread out and begin to relax for the evening and stuff, you'll see more of the wagon people coming out. I don't know why I didn't give them pogs. That's my fault. But you've got an elderly gentleman that dismounts from a wagon, wearing very simple robes, plain green color, just kind of chill. He's got a bit of a
Third wagon or
beard.
the sixth wagon? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Would that be the third wagon or the sixth wagon?
That would have been, let's say, third wagon.
Okay. Thank you.
There's also a dwarf that comes out of one of the wagons. Very grizzled looking. His hands are gnarled, calloused. He's got very muscular arms. Let's see. You have a very nondescript, unassuming male, just dressed in regular traveler's garb, that exits from the one of the wagons. And,
The one we had left was 6.
well, we have 7 wagons.
Jack was in
So-
one.
Well, yeah, Jack was riding in the ones that had luxury goods in it. I think. And then I take that back. The elderly gentleman probably would have wow. We're only supposed to have 7 wagons, but Findazzle has his own. So maybe we do have 8. Okay. So okay. So there's 3 females, 4 males, and then Fendale. My bad. All right. Jack, what would you like to do right now?
Well, it appears everybody is focused on going and socializing with each other, and that's not really Jack's scene, especially when there's work to be done. And this is the one of the few opportunities he's had to sit and work with his tools where the cart is moving and bouncing. So he's hoping to get some serious work done before the end of the night. He'll be sitting on one of the rocks on the outskirt next to the elf.
Okay. And we know that Pierre is meditating.
I am meditating, so he'll have peace.
And Lapeo.
Kind of sitting around inside listening to people, but I'm also keeping a watch. We're here to protect. I'm not ignoring people, but definitely keeping an eye open for trouble.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like I'm paying attention, but I'm really not.
Okay.
Basically doing what we're all doing.
Like, oh yeah, pretending to make small talk.
And
Looking
Fargo,
out.
what are you doing?
Fargo's probably sitting near the campfire with his book out, writing working on another story.
Working on more stories?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Lapeo, you're kind of watching the campsite and kind of. You notice that Fendale appears to be talking to one of the females, the one that's in robes that are somewhat similar to his. They appear to actually be like maybe exchanging spells or something like that. I'm not sure. Or you're not sure, I should say. They're talking about spells and stuff like that. Let's see. The dwarf is over by the fire. Seems like he's put a piece of meat on a pan and is cooking it a little bit. You hear the crackling of the meat. And let's see. Yeah, everybody else is just kind of sitting by their wagon, not really interacting too much, just chilling and relaxing. Are you guys going to set up a watch for the evening, or how are you going to do your nighttime?
Oh, I would have let everybody know after my short relaxation time. I can take up watch if they need me to. I'm fine after that.
Yeah, we can have like a rotation or something.
Yeah.
That works.
So, I mean, once I have my 4 hours, I'll be looking around. Might even trap myself something to eat.
Okay. So who is on first watch then?
I'll take first watch.
All right. I'm assuming with the adventure gear you started out, you all have bedrolls and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So you're gonna set your bedrolls up by the campfire and everything.
Yeah.
I'll probably set mine over the rock so it's a little more comfortable.
All right. Okay. And let's see. No, those are not what I want. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There we go. that wolf. That's funny. All right. So we'll get you guys.
Man, that wolf's messing with my meditation.
I was gonna say, is it gonna try to eat us?
I don't know, but it's pretty cool. All right. So you guys hunker down for the night, and Fargo, you're on first watch. What are you doing, Fargo?
Frog is going while on first watch. Be continuing writing this book.
Okay, where are you staying by the campfire, Fargo, or are you going to be outside the wagons? Where are you going to be?
Inside the campfire. In
Okay.
fact, sitting on this barrel here.
You're sitting on that barrel there, writing in your book.
And every once in a while he'll look up, he'll look around, make sure there's something trying to sneak up on the camp, and then he'll go back to writing.
Okay. All right. Your watch passes pretty uneventfully, and who are you waking up next?
Probably Pierre.
All right,
Yeah,
Pierre.
if it's been 4 hours, I'm good.
Okay, Pierre, you're up on second watch. What are you gonna do on your watch, Pierre?
Rather than staying totally within the wagons, I'll stay close and circle, kind of like a sentry would,
Okay.
and keep a slight eye out for. I'll keep my bow at the ready,
Mhm.
and keep my eye out maybe for something I can take down for a possible breakfast.
So, like a bunny or a squirrel or something like that.
Yes,
Okay.
and maybe I can find some taters, precious,
Taters, precious. Okay.
to go with my scones. I don't want to disturb anybody. They seem to be asleep, so.
Okay.
Fargo, where'd you put your booklet when you're done with it?
In my bag.
When Fargo does tell me he's switching watch,
Mhm.
I am going to say, Mr. Budapest, what are you writing about?
Stories.
Stories? Are they
Yeah.
are they stories that have happened?
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, no, what do you mean not yet? Are they going to happen?
Who knows? It's the life of blah, blah, blah. I can speak. It's the life of an adventurer. Never know what's going to happen.
Can I read your stories?
Absolutely. And I'll hand him the book.
Okay. After I take something down, I'll be kind of paging through his book, thinking of possible songs I can make out of his stories.
All right. So, Pierre, you have spotted a pheasant.
Ooh.
So, go ahead and see if you can take down the said pheasant.
I will. Do do do. Oop, clicked on the wrong thing. Do I get advantage? It doesn't see me. I don't think it works that way. Do do do. I rolled a 23 to hit and did 5 damage.
All right. So, you let loose an arrow and you cleanly hit the pheasant, killing it. So, now you can have pheasant for breakfast.
Aha. Well, I will purposely, now that I have kind of stuff to do, I don't know, do about a 4-hour watch. And, I'm thinking probably my good old gnome friend there, Jack, looked like he was busy at work before his nap. So he'd probably be one to be interested in having some uptime. So maybe with about 2 hours before we eat, I'll wake up the gnome and start cleaning up the pheasant while I'm paging through the book. Well, separately, I'll page through the book a little while, finish up the pheasant.
All right, Jax, so you are awakened by Pierre so that you can do your last bit of watch, but you were able to get about 6 hours of sleep, um, depending on when you went to bed. So, what would you like to do on your watch?
So it's quiet.
Yes, it is quiet. Are you in tune with nature at all, Jack?
No.
Quite
so,
the opposite.
so Pierre will probably tell you there's only maybe an hour before sunrise, um, and let you know that you won't have to be on watch for too long, and stuff. But
Well, I will sit near the fire and lick my pencil, and continue writing schematics, ideas of things that improvements on my masterwork, and just keeping my nose open because that's how gnomes watch. They watch nose first.
okay.
Kind of like how halflings think with their belly and nose first.
Correct.
And how do you plan on cooking your pheasant, there, Pierre?
To perfection, hopefully.
Well, I mean, are you going to make yourself a spit? Are you going to
Oh, yes,
throw it on a
definitely.
stick?
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to try to make a stew out of it. Hopefully, I can find a little bit of herbs here and there where we are and make a stew.
So you want to forage in the forest to find roots and veggies to create a stew out of it?
Yeah, a little more to go around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4 nature checks for me, please.
4.
Well, yes. I mean, I assume you're searching in more than just one spot.
All right, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, did 2 go off?
No.
No, it didn't. Okay.
There it
I was
goes.
wondering what. Okay. I just didn't want to hit nature too many times. And there we go.
Well, dang nabbit, Pierre. You are able to forage up some nice wild mushrooms that are not poisonous. You can forage some root vegetables, maybe some wild parsnips or turnips, to go in your stew. You're able to forage. Let's see what else. You can forage another set of root vegetables, and then you forage some greens, whatever leafy greens you wanted to go with it for spices.
Maybe some basil.
Okay, there you go. You can forage up a little bit of basil. So you get 2 root vegetables, some nice mushrooms, and some basil.
Nice fresh ingredients.
All right. So you're going to try to make a stew out of this?
Yes, I am.
All right, go ahead and roll your cooking skill.
Is there such a thing? There's not.
Proficiency cooking. It'd be under. If you don't have cooking, put it under. Well, because cooking can actually be a proficiency. It's like lockpicking and stuff like that. We'll say that's an intelligence check.
You sure it's not a performance?
Actually, maybe it would be a performance check. Okay. I will give it performance.
Okay,
Not
one more
entirely
question.
sure what it is.
With the obviously superior stuff I have to work with, would I gain any kind of advantage on this, or is it straight up roll?
You do have some good stuff, so Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
All right. I like to hear that. Huh. Woo! That's good stew.
All right, so you make up a very tasty stew. It's very thick and rich and hearty, very filling. With one pheasant, the vegetables you managed to
Procured.
scavenge, I would say the stew would feed approximately 7 people.
Ooh.
Well, we got to take care of the guards first. We're the
Okay.
working class.
So
Very generous of you.
you're going to offer it to Jack and Fargo and Lepeo?
I will offer it to Fargo first and make sure he doesn't take too much because I know he's coming back for seconds.
Okay.
When it's about time, I'll specifically wake up Lepeo. Jack's already up, and Fargo, and also I keep forgetting his name. The master of the caravan.
Fendizzle? Or Fendel?
Oh, Finn. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Finn.
That'll work. He'll go by Finn. So you're going to
Okay.
offer Finn some as well?
Yeah, we're gonna be we'll get the first pickings of the fresh stuff.
Okay. All right. Fargo, are you going back for seconds?
Yes.
I
I mean, is that even a question?
Hey, man. Finn will say thank you very much. I really appreciate this. I haven't had a good hearty stew in some time. And he'll ask you about yourself, Pierre, and what brings you on this adventuring road.
Oh, well, I met this brownie once. He was a very charismatic individual, and I learned from a very, very young elven age that this man had powers where he could travel from place to place magically, and I knew at that moment I had to be just like him. He is unbelievable. He's magnificent, and his name also happens to be Pierre. What a coincidence, right?
It's fate.
That
Some should say yes.
is quite the coincidence. Beans, go ahead and roll a charisma check there for me.
Okay. Oh, I actually have a little bit of that. Do you see it?
Hang on a sec. Let's see. Not bad. Not a charisma. Well, I guess a charisma save will work, but all right.
Oh, it's under charisma. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
do a save. Check would be the same,
Okay.
I believe. Yes, my charisma's high enough. It'd be the same.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Huh. Fendel's like, Pierre, you say? A brownie.
Yes, he is a great brownie. Maybe the greatest brownie of all time.
I believe I've met your Pierre.
You have met Pierre too?
He told me he was the greatest wizard of all time.
Oh, Pierre is the greatest wizard of all time. Yes, yes. You think my cooking was good? Oh, Pierre's the greatest chef of all time.
He told me that too. He
Yes,
also
yes.
told me he was the greatest lover of all time.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. And I get a little bit red-faced.
Oh, well then. Pierre's a good fair folk.
He is a grand fair folk. I like to think we share some similarities in Oh, I don't know. Let's say, facial. I don't want to sound arrogant, but very likable, faceable faces. Let's say it that way. Likable faces.
Um, I guess now that you mention it, you do sound like him.
Yes, and look at what he did to my eyes.
He did that to your eyes.
Yes, because I wanted them to look like his eyes.
Oh, okay. Um, Fendazzle just kind of smiles a little bit. He's got like a cheeky sort of smile. Um, and he continues to eat his stew, making small talk with you. He starts to retell the adventure where he met Pierre
Oh,
to you.
is Fargo around?
Probably.
Fargo, you gotta write this down.
Around.
Fargo, you gotta write this down. This is important.
Okay, what am I writing down?
Writing down this great tale about Pierre,
He'll
hero of the universe.
Fendel will talk about this time that he was on an adventure and things happen and yada yada yada, and he goes on for a little while talking about the adventure and stuff like that. And he will talk about how him and a couple other adventurers were facing off against this foe that was in the forest, and the creature had pushed him to the edge of a cliff, and as he started to tumble over the cliff, Pierre appeared out of nowhere and grabbed him by his pinky finger, because obviously Pierre's so incredibly small, and with an enormous amount of strength pulled him back from the edge so he could continue the fight and slay the foe.
Oh, I'm like a little kid, like to the greatest story he's ever heard. Just wide-eyed and staring at him. So, ooh, ah.
And you find that the reason Pierre helped was because this foe that they were fighting was actually harassing the brownies in the forest around him and stuff like that. So Pierre wanted to do his part to help. Even though he is the greatest fighter of all time, he was away from home when the harassment started, so he was unable to exact his revenge against the foe.
Yes, he is. He is quite possibly the greatest hero any Fae can have. The Fae folk, they love him.
All right. So Lepeo, what would you like to do on this fine morning after you've had your lovely pheasant stew?
I'll continue to listen to stories. I don't know much about the world, so everything's new. Doing a lot of learning on this trip.
Okay. Well, you guys don't have long to tarry. As the sun starts to rise a little bit, the morning dew is cleared from the grass. The rest of the merchants and folk on this caravan cook their breakfast over the fire or eat their trail rations, and they pack up, and you guys are on your way for the day.
Yeehaw.
I'll help a few of them pack up if they need it.
The the one who is in the elderly gentleman will accept your help. He's very quiet, a man of few words, soft spoken and such. All right. Anybody else doing anything before camp is broken? You get on your way.
I'm good.
I'm golden.
All right.
Jack will walk up to Pierre and tug on his pantaloons.
Huh? Oh, hey, Jack. What's this up?
Hi. I know I was really busy, but I just wanted to thank you for the breakfast. It was delicious.
Oh, you are very welcome. I pride myself on
And I
being
walk
able to
away.
make great meals for everybody. Oh, okay.
You will have to teach me that cooking stuff. You will have to teach me.
Oh, I will with great pleasure, but you'll never be as good as I am. I'm sorry to say, but I will do my best.
Okay.
Because I am the greatest teacher of all time.
Well, then I will try to be the greatest student.
I'm sure you will.
Okay. All right. Let's see if this will work this way. It may. Oh my God, it does. Sorry.
It's always fun learning new things on Roll20.
It is. It is amazing. Okay.
Especially with the new lighting system.
Yeah. All right. Fargo, I gotta grab you real quick and put you in here.
Ah!
This is
I'm
weird.
being grabbed.
Why?
Oh, don't pretend like you didn't like it.
Yep. Oops, I better pull my hand back.
Look at
I've
that.
been teleported.
I could actually grab the whole caravan at once and put it on a new page.
That's fancy.
That is cool. Sorry. All right. There you are, Fargo. Jack, are you jumping in the same trailer you were, or wagon you were in last time, or are you going to look for a new one to ride in?
That person didn't talk to me the whole trip, so I'm hopping right back in that wagon.
Okay, that makes sense. You guys are still going through the forest. I know this trail's a little bit different looking, but I don't want you guys to be stuck with the same old scenery every time. Okay. So, what does today hold for you guys?
Sounds like it might be raining out.
No.
I hear birds.
Ah, birds. Nature's carols.
It's a sun-dappled day.
That's a fun phrase. Sun dappled.
I was thinking the same.
Sorry,
If I ever get the pet, that will be his name.
I'm
Sun
liking
dappled?
I'm liking the music in this now. It's really cool.
It
kinda
gives it a little something something.
Yeah. All right. So then. Do.
This looks like a Pathfinder flip mat. Kind of.
Yeah, probably, kinda. All right. So what's everybody doing today?
Same thing we do every day. Try to be the greatest thief in the world.
And I do everything else. Just to... Here I'll put myself up there. There we go.
I also gotta head two in this bush.
Okay.
Try to be all sneaky about it.
Early this morning, before everybody woke up, Jack had sussed out how to articulate a quadrupedal ankle in such a way that it could bear it could have a good amount of mobility while bear the weight of a solid metal body. So that's what he's working on right now.
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
Ooh,
He plays with toys.
Fargo disappeared into the bush and no one sees him.
It's like that character in my story, the owl bear.
Yeah, look behind me. Has anybody seen Fargo? He's disappeared.
He'll show up again. He always comes back when it's supper time.
Are you gonna try foraging along the trail, there, Pierre, for fruits or anything?
Oh, only if it catches my eye doing so. I don't want to lag the party at all. I'm assuming the horses are going at a pretty slow rate anyway, correct?
Yes.
These are draft horses.
Yes, so they're carrying wagons, so...
Yeah, with my average speed being 35, I suppose I can keep an eye out for intruders and maybe some fresh berries as well.
All right, go ahead and roll a couple of perception checks for me. You do see a blackberry bush off to the side where you can pick some blackberries.
Okay. I'll put as much as I can into my pouch
All right.
without interfering with all that coin that isn't in there.
It's enough to snack on.
No,
Alright.
the coin wouldn't be. I'd starve to death.
And Lepeo, what are you doing today?
I am. Well, I noticed my friend Mr. Fargo disappeared. My other friend is foraging. I am going to continue to watch out for attacks.
Okay.
Not too worried about foraging. Just focused. Eye on the job.
All right. All right. You're focusing on attacks. Yada yada yada. Everybody else is just kind of. There you go. Doing your own thing. Fargo, what are you doing while you're hiding in the bushes there?
Same thing I was doing the previous day. I'm keeping an eye out for any sort of trouble that we might come across, like, you know, creatures that might want to raid the wagon, hazards in the way of the path.
All right. What's your passive perception, Fargo?
I believe it is 12. 14.
14. Okay. Alrighty then. Okie dokie. Right. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so you guys travel on till the sun reaches about midday. Once again, a halt is called to the caravan, so you can stop for about a 15-minute break for the horses to graze and everyone to eat a quick bit of rations or whatever. No fire or anything like that. Just food and water for the horses and stuff. Everyone can relieve themselves if they need to use the bushes, any of that. Pierre, are you going to interact with anyone at the caravan?
Actually, yes. After last night, I'm going to be trying to pen together a very good song about the interaction Finn had with Pierre. So I'm going to please ask Fargo. Can I please see your notes from this morning?
Oh, sure, here.
And then I'll go over to Finn and be double checking and triple checking. Like, so this is how it happened, Finn, and then this, and be really kind of try to scribe out something, a masterpiece, if you will.
All right, go ahead and roll charisma and performance, please.
All right. Oh, I rolled a 2.
Oh.
The story isn't going so well. I've hit writer's block.
Oh, no.
What about your charisma?
That's I had +4.
I said roll a charisma and a performance.
Oh, a charisma and a performance. I thought you meant them together, which would have been the same. So I'm just taking this right off my saving throw because it's the same.
Okay. All right. So even though your story is not coming together too well, your interactions with Finn are coming together very well. He's actually opening up to you quite a bit, knowing that you both had Pierre in common. He is very chatty today.
And I'll equally be chatty and bring up the fact that, if only I had a little more coin, I could make even more delicious food. Oh, it'd be so great. But I am, I must just scavenge by on what I have. So, but I'm sure I'll make coin in the town, telling my stories.
You certainly will make coin in the town telling your stories if they're told right.
Oh.
I may have a way for you to make a little more coin once we get to town. But we need to see how this caravan goes.
Well, with the people that you have hired on, I mean, they're fantastic. The gnome is doing something, and he doesn't talk to me much. But but there's the little halfling guy. He just hides all over the place. And who doesn't like a man named Fargo? Fargo's a beautiful name. And then we have the big woman to crush things. I think she's kind of cute too, but don't tell anybody.
He'll wink and tell you he's not going to tell a soul.
I'm working on a story for her.
You're working on a story for her, huh?
Yes. The other women weren't interesting in the group. She's far more interesting. She wants to learn how to cook. The other ones, they don't seem to care about anything. They got their noses in the air. No offense.
The other one's what?
Or the other females we're traveling with.
Well,
I don't think they like me very much.
Maybe you just need to get to know them a little better. I mean, you've only been traveling with them for a day.
This is true.
It takes more than a day to get to know somebody. You have to talk to them, engage them, work with them.
Perhaps you're right. But for now, my friend, you're a great companion to hang with for these few days. You're good company. You good people.
But it wouldn't do you any harm to make friends of the others on this trip as well. I mean, you never know when you're going to need a good friend.
This is true, but you didn't hear this from me. Dwarves tend to be quite surly. Do you think he would want to talk to me?
Well, I don't know, and you won't know until you talk to him and find out.
Well, perhaps later. Perhaps later.
I mean, I know they love a good meal.
Perhaps I will wake him up for the next meal. Yes, yes. And you know what? I can't stand goblins, and dwarves can't stand goblins. So we have that in common.
See? You could quite make a friend of him before the end of the trip. You just need to put forth a little effort.
You are a wise man, Finn.
All right, as you're talking with Finn, everybody else is stretching out and stuff like that. Yeah, it's time to get the caravan back on the road. I'm assuming you're going to go back to scouting there, Fargo?
Yep.
And Pierre, you're going
We're
back to
moving up.
scouting?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to forage some more to try to find stuff to make a meal for this evening? Or...
Yeah, I do have some berries. Maybe, I'm just going to keep my eyes out in general. Anything. It doesn't have to go with berries. The berries could be used as a fresh, side to breakfast tomorrow. So maybe I'll find something for tonight. Just keep my eye out in general.
All right, go ahead and roll 4 perception checks for me. Or nature, whichever you prefer.
They're the same either way, so hey. I'm just going to roll this twice with advantage. So,
Okay.
So I don't have to roll as many times.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you find foraging in nature. What do you find? You find more mushrooms. These are
All right.
big enough, however, that you could possibly grill them and kind of like make an actual meal out of it.
Hardy.
And then you find you find an apple tree. The fruit is nice on the tree. It's nice, fresh, ripe apples. You can choose to pick quite a few if you'd like.
What can I carry? How many can I carry to not overly encumber myself in case I find something else?
I would be more than happy to help you carry things.
Oh yeah, my chef in training. Lepeo, could you give me a hand?
Are you going to mention to anybody else if there's apples?
Oh yes, I'll be like, I have found a apple tree here. It has many good apples. I'll say that after, of course, I picked a dozen of the best apples for myself. And I'll point it out to everyone. And I will bring Lepeo with me, and I'll specifically show her what makes some apples better than others.
Okay. Lepeo, as you're going off to help him, the elderly gentleman that you assisted with his wagon gently calls out to you, young miss.
Yes.
Would you be so kind as to maybe pick me a few apples? My body doesn't work as well as it used to. I could perhaps use a little assistance.
Absolutely. How many would you like? 4?
4 would be lovely, thank you.
No problem. I'll bring in 4 apples.
I'll point out the best ones to her that I couldn't reach. She's taller.
Okay. Fargo,
I think we'll be good.
Fargo, are you gonna partake in getting some apples for yourself?
Of course.
I'll toss him one of the good ones when he walks by.
Jack, are you going to try to go over and get some apples?
You are using this word apple like it sounds like the word invention. I will, however, when Pierre comes back and mentions the apples, I will walk up without even looking at him, just looking at something that I'm holding in my hands, grab one of the apples he's carrying, bite it, and walk off saying, "Thank you," as I munch on it back toward my creating spot.
You're welcome.
And I thought I wasn't much for words.
I want to know what he's writing down.
All right.
See that stuff? It looks funny.
So the fortune teller, and the wizard are both going to ask you to bring them some apples as well. It's not
Okay.
like they really have a bunch of people to like drive the wagon, so they'd have to stop the whole wagon to get apples, and they don't really want to do that. So they'll ask you to get them some as well. And then the question remains, are you going to pick any extras to give to anybody else on the caravan?
If I could possibly, we could get the trio of maybe Fargo, me, and Lepeo. Then we kind of get the shorter apples, the mid apples, the high apples, and kind of grab them all really quick so we can give the cart each some. Lepeo, could
Carry
you help
quite a
out?
bit.
You guys could manage to pick about 24 apples.
That is
After
if
you-
Fargo's not going to eat every one he picks.
Well, everyone that Fargo picks goes into like either a pouch or his backpack.
Yeah, Fargo's not much help.
You can manage to pick about 24 apples for the caravan if you so desire.
Of course.
All right. And who's going to pass them out to the caravan?
I'll get the three women.
Of course. Lepeo, what are you doing?
Obviously the elderly gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
I believe is here.
He's in
No.
front.
Oh, so right where I was.
Yep.
I will give him his apples, and I will watch and see who doesn't get apples, and then I will go to their caravan.
Fargo,
And
are
give-
you giving anyone apples?
No.
Of course not. So Pierre is getting the 3 on his side. Lepeo, you'll end up getting the 4 on your side.
Okay.
Um,
I'll even toss in another 1 or 2 to Jack.
Oh, I'm going to have to give up one of mine to Finn unless I already said I gave him one.
well, I figure you're probably going to give. Okay, so you're going to give. Let's say you each give. There's 7 of you here, so 3 to each person.
All right.
All right.
That's 18 apples.
Well, there's 7 wagons. That's 21 apples.
Plus, you got to remember I picked an original dozen before I told anybody.
Okay. And our friend Fargo has a backpack full.
All
Yes,
right.
it does.
He'll probably take a finger if you try to get him, though.
He's little.
Lepeo, when you get to wagon number 7, you give the apples to the person driving the wagon, and he says, "Thank you very much. I appreciate the kindness," and he'll hand you a very small, and I mean small, a very small vial with some spices in it, and he tell you if you put this on your apple, it will improve the flavor.
Oh. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
I see how's it is. Learn to cook behind my back.
I will stow it away for later to try to figure out what it is. Not that I'm very smart about it, but you know.
Well, you can always ask Pierre at a later time too, if you're
Phone a
inclined.
friend.
If you're inclined to share.
Okay.
When she makes it to the back of the wagon to give me the apples, I'm gonna say, did somebody give you cloves?
Maybe.
I smell cloves. It smells like somebody gave you cloves.
I'll let him sniff the vial.
It isn't cloves. It's actually cinnamon.
Whoa, cinnamon?
Now, mind you, the cart that you're in actually has spices in the back and some other luxury items. So yeah, she got a very small amount of cinnamon.
Cinnamon is incredibly expensive.
That's
Whoa.
why I said it was a very, very, very like when I say a small vial, she might have got no, not even a teaspoon, man. You got like imagine your pinky nail in a small vial, like if it were a pin. You just got like a tiny little bit. Not enough to take away from his profits.
Well, I was told it'll make my apple taste better.
It'll make anything taste better. Oh, it's delicious on meat. Oh,
Good to know. I'm learning new things.
you're really kind bringing me those apples back. You got a minute?
Sure.
Okay, so Jack will kick himself down from the back of the wagon where he's just sort of dangling his legs while he worked. And he'll take a small metal thing out of its pocket. It sort of looks like a metallic-looking hamster. And he'll say, this is what I've been working on the last couple of days. I was having a problem figuring out how to articulate the ankle so that it'd be able to support a metal body because it would be quite heavy. And you want to give maximum mobility and you want full function of the ankle, but you don't want it to be so fragile that it would end up snapping under the weight. And it came to me this morning, and I worked up this tiny model of it. And well, I mean, take a look. And Jack takes the small metal hamster. It looks like a hamster, and he sets it down on the ground. And then he takes a small key out of his pocket. He winds it up, and it begins waddling along the ground back and forth at a really slow rate of speed. And he's like, "What you think?"
Is this magic?
No, this isn't magic. This is science.
Oh, science is magic.
No, it's not. But watch this. And then he pokes at its bottom, and it emits this tiny little roar. Isn't it great? And
You're
he
gonna
pokes
get
it again,
the-
and it emits roar.
The little kid at Christmas. I am loving it. It roars. I sometimes roar.
Imagine how terrifying it'll be when this thing stands 7 feet tall.
That's fabulous. It'll be my height.
It will be. But only when it's on its hind legs. I mean, it's probably only going to be like maybe 3 or 4 feet tall. But you know what I'm saying.
That science is interesting.
It's the greatest of all disciplines.
You might have to teach me more of this science-y stuff.
I'd love to. I would love, and like, you see like a little tear come out of Jack's eyes when she says that.
Aww.
I can pass him my giant little, like, hanky, but it's probably very big.
No, it's allergies. Don't mind. But it's great talking to you, Lopeo. But I'm really busy. I'm busy right now. So
Much work to
you're
be
doing a
done.
great job guarding. Thanks for the apples.
No problem. Do you need help back up on your caravan?
Oh no, I'm all right.
Okay. I'll
and
wander back.
you see Jack walk up to the wagon. He clicks his heels together and then just jumps 5.5, 6 feet tall, standing, and lands in the wagon.
Whoa.
And you see that the heels of his boots have springs in them.
That's fabulous. I like your science.
Oh, these allergies.
Quote allergies, unquote.
You might want to get those checked.
And Jack pulls out a small screwdriver and resumes working on the tiny mechanical hamster. And then looking back at a joint, it's probably about the size of a human fist, trying to figure out how to extrapolate, taking it from a small size to a large size.
Okay.
I'll wander back towards the front.
All right. So you guys continue traveling throughout the day, and yeah, I don't know how you're getting lucky, but a super uneventful day. As you circle the wagons for evening once again.
Miss Mellons,
Yes.
how much am I getting paid for this trip? I'm not. I don't care about anybody else. Myself.
Let me see. I forget how much it was. I think it was 50 gold. 25 gold each.
Mm.
All right, once again, we are circled the wagons for evening, and what is everybody doing now?
I'll volunteer for first watch, just because I didn't take one the last time.
Okay.
Well, trance right in the nice set of Ruckies area over here.
Okay. Fargo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna find a nice place to settle in and start writing in my book again.
All right.
Fargo, you will notice there's also editing notes now in your book where I was trying to build upon my story.
Hey,
It'll be in a different color than your ink.
All right. So let's see. The elderly sage gentleman is out of his wagon, sitting by the fire. He's eating. He made himself a small, like, something over the fire. Almost like a pastry of sorts, and used the apples to create it. So you smell some good scents coming from the fire. If you've ever had it before, perhaps like apple pie almost. The dwarf is sitting off to the side, gnawing on some jerky. Then you just have some people that are just all kind of sitting around the campfire. They all look a little dusty today, a little ragged or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. So, Lepeo's on first watch. Pierre is meditating. Jack, are you working on your science-y stuff before you turn in for the evening?
Absolutely, and this is the second night in a row where I haven't even offered to do a watch. Nobody seems to notice, and that's perfect.
Okay. Fargo, you're writing in your book. Finn is sitting by the fire. He's got his feet kind of propped up on a pail or something like that. Got a little piece of hay in his mouth as he's chewing. Just looks like he's chilling and relaxing by the fire. This time he is sitting by the elderly sage. They seem to be exchanging stories or something of that matter. The fortune teller is actually sitting with the other female fabric trader. They almost seem to be having not really an argument, but more of a disagreement of sorts. Although they're not raising their voices, they're just kind of bickering back and forth amongst themselves. And everybody else is already tucked into their wagon for the evening, hunkered down. So, after a short amount of time, I'm assuming you're gonna head to bed, Jack?
Yeah, I really want to get these ideas out of my head before I go to sleep, because if I don't get them, if I don't get them finished, it's not going to be the same. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to forget about it. It's going to be terrible. So I'll probably stay up later than I should working on the design.
All right. Okay. Your 4-hour watch passes pretty uneventfully, Lapeo. Who are you waking for next watch?
Probably Fargo.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
How long was she on watch?
4 hours.
4 hours. It's all I needed, and I can kind of know what's going around me.
Okay.
So if I see her getting tired, before she wakes up, Fargo, I'll offer.
Okay.
In all honesty, Fargo's probably on first watch as well, doing his book.
If he didn't
I'll
notice
ask
a half
Fargo.
into his notes.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Fargo if I can see his book again.
All right. Are you going to forage for food again there, Pierre, or are you just going to work on the notebook this time?
Well, I actually, let me do this properly. Fargo, can I use your book again tonight or during the night, please?
Sure. Don't write too much in it, though. We've got so much paper in it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I won't write in it. I got some parchment. I'll write on my own.
Okie dokie. I'll hand him over the book.
I'll be super happy. Yeah. Get the book. And then I'll start doing my same thing of looking maybe for something for breakfast. And, keeping reading through the book when I'm not seeing anything.
All right. Go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you can find yourself a protein.
Protein.
All right. Pierre, your protein for the evening is a rabbit. See if you can hit it.
Hutzenpfeffer. Ooh, only a 10. That 8 damage.
Oh, you hit it, and you are able to get yourself a Hassenpfeffer for the evening. Go ahead and roll your 4 nature checks to see what you can scrounge up for foraging.
Okay. Uno. Dos. Trace. Quattro.
All right. You come across a wild bean plant, so you can get yourself some beans, and you find a sage, some sage. And you're able to find, let's see, what else could you find? You already have mushrooms, but mushrooms are pretty good here. You just find some wild strawberries. A very
Wild cherries.
strawberries. A very small wild strawberry patch. You're enough for you to maybe get a dozen strawberries off of it. Nothing much.
Okay, I got a plan here. We're gonna make the stew with the basil, and what else did I get?
So you're gonna make
with the
the
mushrooms.
rabbit. You're gonna make rabbit stew with mushrooms and sage,
And
and then
And
you
then-
got apples, blackberries, and strawberries.
okay, so our main course, which will be the stew, will be made, and I have a very limited amount of the strawberries, so I'm gonna make kind of a fruit salad, enough for um 2 people.
Well, you have enough fruit on hand to maybe make a fruit salad for. Well, let's see. You picked yourself a good dozen apples. You got about a dozen strawberries, and you got a pouch full of blackberries. So you can make a decent sized fruit salad. It could probably feed 6 people.
Okay. So, what we're going to do here, since my most limited amount, I believe, is the strawberries,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yes.
I'm going to make sure 3 of them have strawberries in it and 3 of them do not.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your cooking skill. Let's see how you do on your stew this evening.
All right. No advantage this time?
Did I give you advantage last time?
Yeah, because I'd rolled so high on my nature checks. I
Oh,
wasn't sure if it was high enough.
Actually, yeah, you have Lapeo, who you're teaching to cook, but she can also be helping you, which does grant you advantage.
Oh, will she be able to be up? She took.
If you wake
Watch.
her up when it's time to cook.
Okay. She looks hardy. She'll be able to get by with less sleep. I'll wake her up. I'll be like, "It is your first lesson this morning
Cookie?
in cooking, of course."
Okay.
And we'll go over the fruit salads first. And I'll have her kind of do the base. Well, first I'll set up the stew because it's obviously going to take longer, and kind of show her how to clean off the rabbit and how to add, taste and add, try to get the right balance. Should I make the roll for that one first?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
With an advantage, we're doing pretty good there. Now, comes the fruit salad. This is going to be the lighter stuff, hopefully, for some of the elves or other folk here. We are going to go with me doing 3 of them and using strawberries in mine, and her doing 3 of them without the strawberries. So it's a little more basic to help her out.
Okay.
And do you need me to make a check on that?
Yeah, just to make sure you don't completely smash everything into a paste or anything.
Okay. And that's just standard roll, correct?
Yep. All right. So you make your fruit salad there.
How is Lepeos looking?
Pretty good because you're directing her on how to make it.
And ever so gently just cut this one this way. You don't want to get any of the core seeds in there. Be very careful.
All right.
Okay.
So you finish your cooking as dawn is breaking and the camp starts to wake up.
I am going to make sure that the ones with the strawberry in it, Lepeo definitely gets one because she howled.
Okay.
Out of the three women, were any of them Fey folk?
No.
We'll go with the wizard then because she has uses. She'll get one.
Okay.
And I can't help it. Fargo's just so darn nice. Fargo's gonna get one.
All right. Lapeo, who are you giving your fruit salads to?
You said there was enough for how many?
3.
You got 3.
I have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our wagon master Findal, he should get one.
Okay.
Be proud. I'll explain to her to be bright when she's showing off her food. Stand up, be proud.
The elderly gentleman,
Okay.
because he's been so kind.
Mm-hmm.
And the trader with the spices.
Oh, okay. The luxury good trader. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just explain that I'm learning and I made this.
All right. They'll.
And then, of course, after the lady fruitness, I guess I'll take some of the actual stew for myself just because I didn't save myself any of the fruits. And, I'll kind of leave it to everybody else to get their own.
You're not gonna offer it to anybody, or you just.
Well, the special people kind of already got their fruit salad. So as everybody kind of wakes up to the smell, I'm sure Fargo will attack it and have a fruit salad in one hand. And
I'm betting you're right.
Face first in the stew.
Yep, stew and fruit salad. He's dipping the fruit salad in stew.
That sounds gross.
You're like, this is so good.
But Fargo would totally do it.
You're supposed to eat these together, right?
All right. So if you just kind of offer it to the campsite, the dwarf's gonna go over and fix himself a bowl, and he'll pass by you and be like, "Much obliged."
Hey, I got a question. I actually do want to say something to him, Tim.
Uh-huh.
So, just out of curiosity, do you know where any goblin lairs are?
Who? Me?
Goblin.
I'm talking to the
Why
dwarf.
are you looking for those vermin?
Because I cannot stand them. I want to slay every last one.
Roll a charisma for me. Are they a favored enemy?
Yes, they are.
Roll it again then, so you can have advantage on that one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well.
Well,
first
you're
one was
pretty
good enough.
convincing, though. He believes you. He'll tell you he knows not where they are on this trail, as he hasn't made this pass in a while, and they're ever changing. But perhaps if they do come across them, the battle will be fierce, yet quick, as you shall slaughter them all, or he shall slaughter them all, something like that.
Oh, I will fight by your side with savagery. And then if I'll give him that. I'm not very strong, but I'll give him that as hard a pat as I can give without hurting my hand on his armor on the shoulder.
Okay. All right. The non-assuming commoner will get himself a little bit of the stew. The fortune teller is going to grab some, and the other female that it wasn't the hedge wizard will grab some as well. And then everybody sits down to eat their breakfast. And before we begin day number 3, I need to take a quick restroom break.
Can we take a tenner then, or?
You guys okay with a 10-minute break?
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be back in 10.
Okay.
Okay. I am back.
I'm here as well.
Fargo here. And is Jack here? I believe we're just waiting on Fargo and Jack.
Okay.
Fargo's back.
So just check then.
Fargo has delicious ice cream.
And what flavor ice cream, Fargo?
The best kind, mint chocolate chip.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
All right. Okay. Everybody is back. All righty. And it's time to begin our day. Let's see if we encounter anything on the road today.
Are we out of a circle now then?
Oh, yep. Let's put us back on a different map here so you guys can see where you're at. And bada bing. Okay. So we are here. All right. I'm assuming we're following the same thing that we've been doing.
Same routine?
Is this, are we going left or right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll just put myself up over here then. Boop.
All right. Let's see if I can. Oh, I can. We're going that way.
Hey, you ran over me.
Well, then get out of the way, sir.
I'll get right up to here then. Fargo's hiding behind a rock.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys are traveling along, where the heck is all my stuff? It is here. Yay.
As I scout forward, I will be keeping my eyes up for foraging, and I'll keep the bow at the ready.
Okay.
Hey guys, watch out for the black hole. I'm in the black hole.
Move yourself out of the black hole, sir. So,
Probably back here examining the black hole.
okay.
Quit moving it on me.
Okay. So, as you're scouting ahead, you actually are scouting up ahead and you see over here where I'm pinging this little lake or whatever, had a small stream that was running through it, and it ran across the road as the trail descends into a gully where a stream has overflowed its banks. The entire path has become marshy and soft. So you guys need to try to maneuver all of the caravan through this marshy muck of a path.
Are we considered to be in the forest?
Yes, you're in the forest.
Okay. I get a lot of benefits for this.
So I need,
So do I.
I need
Yeah.
everybody to go ahead and make dexterity saving throws to see if you can maneuver through the muck.
Hold on a second, though. Let's do this smart. Work smart, not hard. Hey! We got to get our carts through here.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're a forester, aren't you? I think I saw you working in the woods.
Yes, I am. I am the greatest forester of all time.
Great. Here's what we need to do. We need to cut down and split some logs.
Like the ones right over here, and I'll point.
Yes. If we can cut and split some logs and lay them out and pass the wagons over them, that would it would disperse the weight enough that it would make maneuvering through the muck far easier, and we're a lot less likely to lose a cart to it.
Wow, that's like magic.
It's not magic. It's science.
It's
It's magic. It's magic. Can you get the wood?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Who's got the
Something I
big
can
axe?
do.
Who's got a big axe?
Me.
Do you know how to cut down a tree so it doesn't fall on all of us?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let me get all the way over here.
So I just make an attack roll on the tree.
Yeah. The dwarf will actually get out of his caravan as well.
Okay.
He was listening to what Jeff had to say. Was like, I shall assist you with this. He's got a big axe on his shoulder.
Fabulous. So roll with advantage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Roll. So you're able to cut the tree down. Now roll twice more to see if you can split the logs enough to cover the muck. All right. Good job, Lapeo. All right. So you cut the tree down, and you split the logs, and it looks like you'll be able to lay them down enough to at least, like Jack was saying, disperse the weight of the wagons. You're probably going to need to get a couple of horses to pull the tree into the right position on the path. But once you do that,
one thing I do know, I can carry and lift things. I count as one size larger to carry and lift. So I count as something large to lift and carry.
well, you
Well, that's
realize
handy.
you need to carry these logs that are approximately 20 feet long.
Huh. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Okay. So you should be able to harness the horse up to the log with if Jack offers his input, maybe you can make a makeshift sort of rope and pulley system or something like that.
Is that something your science can do?
They're simple tools. Yes, it's something science can do. Okay.
Ooh, psionics magic is so cool.
All right. I need everybody to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me. The mosquitoes here are extremely bad.
Oh, bloodsuckers.
Oh, is that a con save you said?
Yes, please.
Huh.
It's not well known, but mosquitoes don't like biting gnomes. It's true. You read it. They put it in books, but it's mostly books written by gnomes.
It's all that metal stuff you work with.
All right. So Pierre, you are bitten quite a good many times by the mosquitoes. Yeah, you are not feeling so well.
I'm slapping them. I'm going to start shooting. Get them off! Get them off! They're all over me! I thought you know how to cut down a tree!
Okay, you have what is called sewer plague. So let's see here.
Sewer plague sounds not fun.
Okay.
Oh, this doesn't sound good at all.
So as of right now, you're feeling okay right now, but in a couple of days you're not going to be feeling so good. Okay.
Okay. Is that what the woman with the crystal ball tells me?
No, but I'm letting you know in case I forget. In 4 days you're going to start getting super sick.
Oh well. I'll make sure not to keep track of that.
Yeah, you're going to have some exhaustion, fatigue, cramps, stuff like that. Let's see. Okay. All right. So just make a note of that, please.
All
Even
right.
though you don't want to. All right. So I would say after a good 2 hours of between cutting down the tree and maneuvering the logs into place, you're able to start moving the wagons across this mud pit here as Pierre just continuously gets bitten over and over and over again by mosquitoes. Must be the smell of the fruit that he didn't wash off his hands good enough.
Well, it smells so good.
All right. Okie dokie. So it takes about 2 hours to get everything set up. It's going to take another couple of hours to actually get all the wagons across safely without anyone getting hurt and stuff like that. But you take your time and you do it, and you are finally able to get all the wagons across this lovely mucka. It just disappears.
Running amok.
Yep, amok. All right. Fendel will actually seek you out, Jack, and he'll be like, very smart idea there. I'm glad we have such a critical thinker in our guard unit.
I appreciate your social niceties.
I don't know if this is a gnome or a Vulcan. What the heck?
Now, mind you, Fendel is also a gnome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing that gnomes might say to each other. Like, I understand what you're trying to do here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And he'll be like, I appreciate your intelligence. Keep up the good work back here, Jack. And
I'm planning on it. So would you like to see what I'm working on?
Oh, why, sure. I'm a bit of a tinkerer myself.
Oh, are you part of the guild?
I'm a wizard, so I'm not a tinkerer that makes a lot of things, but I do like to tinker on some of my stuff on my own.
I'll show you anyway. And Jack hops down and says, "Here's the point of articulation on a future construct I'm building. Take a look." And I showed like the ankle, and I pivot it forward and backward, but also a little bit side to side.
And what is your construct going to be?
Well, I'm still kind of working that through, but I do have a small mock-up of it. And he looks around like, where did he leave it? But then he remembers, and he pulls it out of a small pouch on his bandolier that he wears around his hips. And he pulls it out, and it looks like a small hamster. And he says, "You want me to show you what it does?"
Yeah, let's see what it does.
All right, so rewind the adventure about an hour, and it's going and with what I told our friend, and that's going to be roughly what it does. But I'm gonna say, but watch this. I made an improvement.
Okay.
And I'm going to as it's waddling along, I'm gonna say, Draconis, and then it just shoots fire out of its mouth.
Okay. Where is this little hamster? Who is he aimed towards?
He's not really aimed. He can't make that much fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a lighter. It'd be sufficient to light a campfire or get a campfire started. It's not like major fire.
Oh, that's quite an ingenious invention.
Yeah, do you think I should make it look more like a dragon? I was kind of thinking that I should make the final product look like a dragon, but I don't know if that's inspired enough.
Dragons are scary.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I don't think I want to go with a dragon. I don't think I'm going for scary.
You could make it look like a phoenix.
Yeah, but you know what? Getting a metallic creature to fly, that's really tough. You know, like mechanically speaking. I mean, you're a wizard and you can make things fly, but you ignore science all the time.
Well, I do have a magpie in my caravan. You could maybe watch it and look at its movements to see if it's something you could imitate with a metallic item.
I kind of like the sound of that. A magpie, huh?
Yeah, it's my familiar.
Huh. Familiar, huh?
Yes, you do know what a familiar is, right?
Well, yeah. It's what wizards create because real animals don't like them.
He raises his eyebrow at you, and he'll tell you, rest assured, Delilah really enjoys being. She chose me. I didn't choose her. You'll see. She lives a life of luxury.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll take a look.
So if you go up to his caravan with you, he'll show you the back. And of course, the back of his caravan is completely luxurious. Like everything gnome sized. It looks amazing in there. And if you look at Delilah's cage, the bird has everything you could ever hope for in a cage. It's got elaborate feeding system. It's got nice nest area for it to rest on. It's got good perches. It's got very, very luxurious accommodations for a bird. Dare say you might not have ever seen accommodations like that for a bird before.
Well, then it sounds like I'm going to be spending a lot of time drawing pictures of the bird. The bird probably isn't going to like me very much because here I am like lifting its wings to look at the articulation of its wings and how they move. The bird's probably like going to hate me by the end of the ride.
Well,
The bird's like, the heck, man.
Finn's gonna be like, you can just ask the bird to move how you want it to. She's pretty smart. She can understand you.
Nonsense. I'm not a forest gnome. I'm going to keep continuing trying to move it.
Okay. Depending on if you're gentle or not, it depends.
Oh,
on
I'm not rough. It's still a creature.
Mhm.
But
Okay. We'll see how long it takes her to get tired of you manhandling
it
her.
just starts walking and biting at me. Yeah.
Okay. So are you gonna stay in Fendel's
Well, yeah,
caravan
that's
for a
going to
little bit?
that's going to take some time. But by the time I'm done, I'm going to have very, very awesome, Da Vincian drawings of a magpie.
Okay. So since Jack has moved his spot in the caravan, is anybody gonna take the rear guard now?
Yeah, I'll move back.
Okay. All right. So you guys travel on throughout the day. Your whole muddy pit took up quite of your time, although it definitely not as bad as it could have been, especially with Jack's quick thinking with the trees, and the help from the dwarf to bring it down for you. Yeah. Pierre, are you gonna do some foraging again?
Just like the day before.
All right, give me a couple of nature checks.
How many do you want? 2?
2.
All right.
All right. So you are by a stream. So while they were moving the caravan across, you're able to snag yourself 2 decent sized fish.
All right. Give him the old bash over the head, stop moving.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this might be a nice little dinner special for everybody.
They're not huge, but they'd probably feed maybe 4 people.
Ooh, okay.
But-
Choose wisely.
Roll your cooking skill.
Well, or what I've been using is cooking, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, I rolled a 1.
Can I help him?
Okay. Alrighty. So then, you continue on your traveling for the rest of the afternoon after most of your morning was taken up. And you keep going until you find yourselves in the circle again.
I'm catching a pattern here.
As the day goes on and you just go into the circle.
This has been the easiest job ever.
Well, we're not getting paid a lot, so
But
Maybe
we're
not.
learning things.
Yes, we are.
You are.
Life experience.
So, as we get ready for night, before I go into my trance, how are my fish looking that I've kept stored on me for the rest of the day?
They're kind of stinky.
Did you pack them in salt?
We'll take that as a no.
I happened to forget the salt before we left.
Oh, Pierre.
Just touch these stinky fish over here. I'll throw them in a bush.
They're still usable, actually. They're just stinky now.
Oh, okay, I'm not big on making things out of subpar material, but we'll see what we can ramble together.
They're not
Maybe
subpar. You're
smoke them over the fire.
It's not going to feed many. So we're going to see what we can get out of them. I'm going to try to, man, there's not a lot you can do with fish, but I do have mushrooms that can be a protein too. So we're going to try to work out some kind of fish and mushroom medley.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your cooking skill.
Out of character. That sounds disgusting.
Doesn't that sound horrid?
Oh.
It's,
I don't think the two of those go together.
I'll make a side of one and can Lepeo help me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be like, see, this is how you turn tragedy into triumph.
Not bad. All right. So you're able to skillfully fillet the fish, if that's what you're trying to do.
Yes.
And you can cook it over the fire on a nice cast iron skillet with a little bit of you've put a little bit of cornmeal on the outside to crisp it up, and then you've went ahead and sautéed the mushrooms on their own with a little bit of seasoning that you had, so you have 4 fish fillets and a side of mushrooms.
You look around. Do other people look like they're eating the trail rations at this point, or I don't have a lot to go around?
No, there's some people that have their own cooking pots out that are making smaller meals, stuff like that. The dwarf is once again gnawing down some jerky and what looks to be dried fruit.
Cooked for your friends.
Pretty much. That's where this is going. I'm going to look at Fargo and be like, Fargo, you only get one helping of this one.
Fargo's gonna look at the food, like what the concoction of fish and mushrooms.
No,
You know
they're
what?
separate on the plate. They're not touching.
So I think I'm only going to want one portion of this.
Perhaps
Try
I
it.
should
You
give it to
might like-
someone else.
And he'll at that he'll grab the plate defensively. He's like, "Get it and say I didn't want it."
I'll bring some over to then Fiend. Would you like to partake of my dinner?
Oh, Finn.
Finn. Yes.
He'll say, yes, that's mighty kind of you. And mind you, Jack is in his caravan as well.
Yeah, but Jack just keeps taking my food and walking away. And also, maybe you could teach me some of these magic-y stuff.
You want to learn magic?
I find it interesting. My little brownie friend knows how to do it, so maybe I should learn how to do it.
It takes a lot of work and dedication.
Really?
Yes.
I think I could do that. I'm very dedicated.
Being a wizard is not easy.
Oh, I didn't say it was. No. I trained very hard. You'll see. Being a chef is not easy. Oh, excuse me, by the way, for a minute. I'll walk over and, dear sweet Lepeo, this one is for you. You helped.
Oh, thank you.
And, go ahead.
I'll take a very cautious bite.
It tastes good.
It's not something I'm used to seeing, in the mountains.
All those mountain fishes.
There's tons of fish in the mountain, guys.
I know, but not mountain mushrooms.
Actually, there's a lot of mountain mushrooms as well.
Really? They
Yeah.
have mushrooms in the mountains?
Yeah.
I'll
Different
be
mushrooms,
asking about this. What they have this in them?
different mushrooms depends on like where you're at.
Ah. So I
Everything
wouldn't be
decays.
familiar. Yeah, I wouldn't be as knowledgeable in those things, though. This is my home.
True. All right. Okay, who's doing first watch tonight?
I can start again if you want. I don't mind.
Wait, does Fargo taking a watch yet?
Not in a while.
From first watch like the past 2 nights.
No. No?
Yeah, wait a minute. When's the last time Jack took a watch?
The first night so he could tinker.
Uh-huh. Well, I will take my little break, and then whoever decides to take watch can wake me up, and I will take care of the rest of the night. Everybody eat in peace. I will finish up my meal at Yonder Rock and relax.
Frog will go on first watch.
Right. So Fargo does first watch. Jack is probably sitting on the rock, tinkering some more and writing out blueprints, I'm assuming.
That is what Jack does.
Okay. Lepeo's getting some sleep. Finn goes into his luxurious caravan wagon and gets some sleep. All right. 4 hours pass pretty darn uneventfully, and Fargo, it's time to wake up. Pierre, go ahead and do your 4 foraging rolls for me.
Also, is there anybody that actually stays up when I'm up in the caravan? Are there any light sleepers, that kind of wake up? Anybody I can have a conversation with?
Occasionally, not last night, but the first night, the elderly gentleman, was up early, and then the dwarf, stays up, actually, yeah, the dwarf stays up kind of late, but, and gets up fairly early. He doesn't sleep a lot, honestly.
Okay. If I get a chance, I'll maybe have short conversations with them. Just get to know everybody in this caravan.
Okay.
Perception checks, correct?
Yeah, your 4 nature checks.
Oh, okay, Fortnite nature perception, same thing, so it doesn't really matter. 1, 2.
You're rolling perception, though, not
3.
nature.
They're the same.
Okay.
I'll make the last one nature if it makes you feel better.
All right. So, you see a snake.
Oh,
Yeah. That's your protein for the evening if you choose to move forward with that.
is it a big snake?
Not huge.
Gonna have to make a broth out of it and not tell anybody what the broth is.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Snake.
Yeah. we're killing that snake, and we are definitely making it look as little snake-like as possible and starting to work on the pot early.
All right, go ahead and roll and see if you can hit said snake.
Oh yeah, I gotta hit a snake. I'm not gonna use my bow, I guess, this time. I guess I'll use a short sword or something.
Try to chop its head off.
What do you use? A short sword, a dagger? I guess a dagger on a snake.
No, I would use a short sword. You don't want to get too close.
You don't want to
in
get
case
too
it's
close.
Poisonous.
Well, I would know if it's poisonous.
Would you though?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Would
you only rolled a 7 on your nature check. Please.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. You are able to chop the head off this 3-foot long snake. It's not.
I cry a little tear because it's a snake and I love snakes.
All right. You also are able to scrounge up some leafy greens that you can use to make a salad out of, as well as you found a walnut tree nearby, so you can gather up some walnuts as well, and more mushrooms, of course.
Okay, maybe the mushrooms will go with the snakes. Salad can stand alone with some what walnuts did you say? Walnuts are good in a salad if you make it right.
Yes.
So yeah,
You still have a little bit of your basil and sage left over from your other findings.
I really don't know what snake tastes like, so we're gonna take a shot in the dark and maybe try to double up on the protein with the
Snake,
mushrooms and the snake.
snake
is
is
pretty mild.
yeah, it's kind of fishy and chickeny at the same time.
Yeah,
Almost
it's
like
got
gator.
more of a fishy taste with like a chickeny texture.
It's almost like gator.
I love
Oh,
gator.
I love gator. Oh, jeez. Wow. I don't know if gator would go good with mushrooms. No, I don't see it.
It
I
could.
might.
You
It
could
could.
make it. You could make a stew out of it.
I'm guessing Pierre doesn't know too much on this one, so
Go
Why
ahead
does
and
it
roll
give
your
out a
cooking.
snake?
Roll your cooking, and if Filipeo's going to help you.
This is how my mother used to do it.
she's like, we eat steaks all the time.
It's fine.
It's like corn on the cob.
Just chew.
Yeah.
Watch the bone.
Oh,
Start at the head so it doesn't bite you. Don't bite it on the butt first.
gross.
That's all right. Only Lupeo and I know what it's made out of.
Hey, you're able
Pretty
to make
dang
a
good snake.
damn good snake stew.
Yeah, Lupeo's like, hey, okay, let me help you out this time.
My mom used to do this, and then you got to do this.
I'm working on the salad. I'm like, okay.
Just hide the skin.
Yes. I left the head far away, and yeah, maybe we should take the skin and get it away too. This is not good looking.
Make it into a belt.
What? Get into it. Ooh, did she skin it well to the point where somebody might be able to make something out of it?
Well, with the 22 cooking, that's pretty good knife skills. Honestly.
Okay.
She
They
was
know how
able
to kill
to.
sharp objects.
Yeah, she was able to skin it, and I would say probably fillet it up pretty good so that you get the bones out of it as well, so people don't realize it's actually snake.
Awesome.
So yeah, you have yourself a 3-foot long piece of snake skin that only has minor tears in the actual skin.
Ooh, we'll make sure to gently roll that up and put it away. There might be somebody here that could use that.
Are you going to clean it or rub it down or anything before that?
Oh yeah, I'm a ranger. I can figure this shit out. Yeah, I'll I don't know how to make hide armor out of it or anything, but I know how to take care of it.
Oil it down a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And somebody probably in the caravan is a little better at actually making something out of it, but
All right. Just as you're finishing up seasoning the stew, the dwarf, who goes by the name of Garl.
Garl.
Carl Bone Crusher.
Oh shoot! I forgot your name was Garl. Do you want me to name him something else?
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. All right.
I thought you said Carl at first, so I was like, wait, what?
No, Garl wakes up and steps out of his wagon, stretches his back a little bit, heads off into the forest to do his morning business.
Ugh. It'd be funny if you would have found the snake.
Might have bit him on the butt.
That would be something to see.
It would not be a pretty sight.
All right. Once again, your stew can feed probably approximately a half a dozen people.
So everybody gets stew?
A half a dozen.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's getting to the point where it's like 11:15 and I'm like, huh?
Who's doing what?
I'm going to turn into a pumpkin.
all right. That might be the next thing you find.
Oh, I love pumpkin.
I am so not telling Fargo what's in this, and I'll let him have seconds.
All
Look
right.
what we made.
It's so much better than the salad. You need to try it.
Oh yeah, you can make you had some pretty good nature rolls. I'd say you can make 6 portions of salad as well.
Okay. At this point, have I kind of figured out what some of the individuals in the caravan like more than others?
Yes.
Like who would prefer salad, who would prefer...
Yes, actually, you have. You've noticed that the elderly gentleman prefers the lighter meal. The dwarf prefers the heartier meal.
Makes sense.
The guy who's common looking, you haven't fed yet, so you don't really know.
Okay.
The fortune teller actually likes a heartier meal. The young wizard, the female wizard, likes the lighter meals. And then the other two you haven't really fed either so much, so you don't really know.
I'll make the first offer to the 3 people I have not fed and ask them what they would prefer.
The common-looking man will accept a small bowl of stew.
Here you go. I'm sorry. I did not tell you I am Pierre.
Hello, Pierre. I am.
You're the common man.
I am Luke.
Luke. Wonderful name, Luke. Please enjoy my meal. And I'll go to the youngin that I was hitting on earlier with the apples.
Okay.
Elena?
And she liked light food, correct?
Yep.
All right, I'll make sure to give her a especially tasty treat and go, I am going to train to be a mage someday myself.
Are you now?
I have talked to Finn about it. I have good feeling about these. I think this will be good, no?
Yes, but it takes a long time.
That's what I've been told. But I am a young elf. I have all the time.
Okay.
And then, who was the last one I hadn't fed?
You have 2 that you haven't fed. The fabric trader and that's the other female. And then not the fortune teller.
I think
the
we
other
brought
female.
fabric trader apples, didn't we?
Yeah. And then the one that
Okay,
Jack
Cerebral salad. Yeah.
the one that Jack was riding with as well. Previously, the last one in the caravan.
So they both like vegetables?
If you offer it to them, actually the female takes the hearty stew.
Okay.
And then the luxury person takes the salad.
Okay. I will try to kind of, I don't have very much rations, but try to give a little bit of bread to each person with the stew too this time. Help cover what's in it.
Okay. Okay, so you have
Probably
given out 2 portions of stew and 3 portions of salad so far.
Okay.
And then, so
Fargo gets straight up the stew, man.
okay.
Fargo, the stew is so great. Look at the size of the mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
And the
Well, I mean, the rest of the meals have been pretty good, so why not?
and of
I'm
course,
really, really watching Fargo.
All right.
Lepeo, the strongest woman. She must have the stew, right?
Of course. Just like my mother used to make.
Fargo, you take a bite of the stew, and it's actually very tasty.
Pretty good stuff.
Although,
What-
go ahead and
No, don't do this to me.
it's very tasty.
I'll
Oh,
gobble
no.
this shit
Although
down.
you really can't identify what the meat is, but you know it's super tasty, so it doesn't really matter to you, probably, that you can't identify it.
Gotten this stew, but man, it's delicious.
Yes, it's the mushrooms. It adds a lot of flavor.
Mhm.
All right.
Lepeo gave me good advice. She helped very much this time.
Are you,
And
are you going to
I'm
give
sorry.
Jack stew or salad?
how much do I have left?
I think you have 3 portions of salad left and 2 portions of stew left now.
And Lepeo got it and everything. And
Yep.
all
Oh,
right.
it was gone.
Lepeo's
All day.
only going back for seconds this time. Of course, we got to keep things good with the Finn.
Okay.
So we'll go with Finn with something, whatever he prefers.
He'll take the offering of stew this time.
Okay.
If possible, our elderly friend,
Uh-huh.
offer him some salad.
Okay.
Yeah, I
you
thought
say
we
you
already
like-
did that, didn't we? No.
Did we?
No, you
I thought
didn't
I
offer
did.
it to him, but
Not this
Oh,
time.
I'm sorry. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The people who saved me when I was a kid were old. So it's kind of like, reminds me of, parents.
Mm.
So
Oh.
kind of want to take care of him.
okay.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
All right, so looks like you have just some salad left. If you want to give
Well,
Jack some salad.
Yeah, I'll give Jack some salad. Jack, I have some salad for you. It's got nuts in it.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your building. Your psionics is really cool looking. Oh, go ahead.
Psionics. All right. It's 11:30 at night, guys. How's everybody doing?
I'm all right.
Not too bad.
I mean, do we want to try to go for one more day, or do we want to cut it here and start fresh next week?
I could go either way.
Yeah, I'm.
You're the DM, call it.
Well, I mean, Amanda said it was getting late and she was a little wonky, so why don't we call it for tonight, and we'll start next week on day 4 and see how it goes.
Okay, we're going
Oh.
to start on day 4.
All right.
Okay, and I got to mark now that I'm now officially